Community Committee, Heritage Incentive Grant approval for 25 Armour Street, moved by Yanni Johansson, seconded by Paul Lonsdale. Is there any discussion about that one? I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. The next deals with the Central City Landmark Heritage Grant for Victoria Mansions building, and there was a request from the committee to leave the stone classroom of St Michael's School until after they'd had a meeting with the church property trustees, but I understand that's taken place and that there might be a willingness to go back to the staff recommendation.
Yeah, thank you. The committee has actually had the opportunity to meet, have two meetings, one with St Michael's and one with the church property trustees. I feel comfortable putting the full report today on the basis of those discussions. Really the point to emphasise is that St Michael's, in terms of what they do, is very much an individual trust, so their decisions are not governed by the church property trustees in any way. The church property trustees really just facilitate the insurance proceeds being directed for the purposes of the trust that St Michael's has. I think the committee was a little bit concerned just to understand who had the governance role in terms of this facility. It's really clear that it is the St Michael's parish, and there's a trust set up that does that. I think on that basis I'm really happy to move that we do support this facility. We were given a breakdown of just how important it was to the local area and in terms of its heritage significance, and also the idea that we would support activity happening in the central city. So it tends to fit well with what our intent was. I think there's probably a bit of an ongoing discussion to have around improving community access if we can, but certainly the school was very open to doing that, which I think, it's just part of having a good ongoing relationship. And the final point I'd just make in terms of, we had a really good meeting with the church property trustees just to understand what their work program was looking like. They are developing a work program, and we've set up an ongoing relationship where, within a certain time frame we'll meet regularly just to talk through how things are looking from their end in terms of where their priorities are in relation to what we might be able to do to be in support of retaining some of the key heritage buildings. So I feel like we've made some good progress. Happy to support these two landmark grants, both significant buildings. I think it's great to see with the Victoria Mansion the idea that we would be getting apartments, residential, retained in the central city. I think it's really important. With a fantastic heritage building in quite a nice area that has had a lot of heritage buildings retained rather than knocked down. Thank you.
I have to say that I can't declare an interest this time for having lived at Victoria Mansions building, but I should say that I've always wanted to. So does that count? That's right. I might be able to buy one. Anyway, so I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. And thank you, Councillor Johansson. I think that was an extremely positive resolution to the issue, so that's great work. The next item is Creative Industry Support Fund approval, Exchange Christchurch. Moved Yanni Johansson, seconded Phil Clearwater. I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. Carried. Again, great outcome. Council's 10-year investment in golf events. Would you like to move that the council receive the report?
Yeah. And just to make councillors aware, we have received that information prior to the meeting today. It is up in the councillors' lounge, so if anyone wants to read the detailed information. I think this is really good that we've got a full report into the golf events. We have invested a huge amount of money over the past decade. And I think it's really good that we've finally got some really good understanding around the value of that investment. Obviously, as we go through our long-term plan, we're going to have a really good look at our events and festivals. So I'd ask you not to pass too much judgment today. The reality is that we have contractual obligations for the event next year.
Yep.
But as anything, we will work through what we do going forward to fit in with our LTP and the available funding. So I just think it's really good that we've managed to get this information, that councillors have been able to see, the feedback around these events. Thank you.
Would you like to second it, Paul?
Yes.
Yeah, so Councillor Lonsdale second, and
I just
Paul?
want to say a couple of words on it too. Like,
Yep.
if you're talking about the wider perspective for Christchurch and Canterbury, when you've got 70 million people viewing your city, that's a massive, massive opportunity at a time when we're actually wanting to bring people back into the city. So post-earthquake, we've suffered quite badly from tourism. We need to get that back up, and I think we need to look at it on a wider perspective than just actually a golf event. It is actually much bigger than that.
But I can't do that at one meeting. No, because I can't go into PX and come out. Yeah. Sorry, I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. It's carried. And then we could... So, eh? Oh, sorry. No, it's fine. No, it's a very detailed report, and I think people were appreciative of it. I mean, we've got challenges going forward, which we will take all of the information into account.
Thank you.
So, Yanni again moving, and somebody seconding, Paul Lonsdale. I'll put the motion. Sorry? Yes.
Some of the Part B work, particularly around the Disability Advisory Group. We had the first report from that group. I think it's really good. Again, we've had a committee that's got specific terms of reference to look at working with the disability sector, and you'll start to see some results coming through from time to time. We also heard from the Symphony Orchestra, who I think actually are doing a fantastic job with some quite exciting programs with some quite creative ways of providing music to our city. So again, we just wanted to really place on record as a committee our appreciation for the work that they do to lift the spirits of people. And finally, I'll just say that the Exchange Christchurch Trust, which is in Phillipstown, really fantastic thing that we've just approved funding for, but
Yep.
hearing the collaboration and the enabling of young creative people to come together in an affordable space, I think is really, really critical for our city. And the nice thing about this one, of course, it's going into Phillipstown, which is an area that's lost it. The stadium's kind of sitting there, not a lot of use at the moment. You've also got the school, unfortunately, facing closure. It's really nice to have something positive going back into the wider Phillipstown area to just make that community have a sense of activity when they've lost so much. So it's a really good initiative, and maybe councillors can go and visit it sometime. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. So I'm going to adjourn for lunch now, and we'll come back at 1:30.